Hi, welcome to another video on my Arduino Yun. Last time I created a circuit on the breadboard connected to the Yun, and I adjusted my program in such a way that when I press a switch, then an LED should light up, and then this algorithm, which alternately switches between the onboard LED and the LED on the breadboard, should go off. Well, such is not well. They should go off or stay on depending on the state where they are and depending on the switch. However, the point is that this does not really work out right now, because when I press the switch, although it worked at first, or seemed to work, the LED just goes and stays wherever it is. Also, some weird issue with the wiring is playing up, because as soon as I touch the wire it starts, and when I let the wire go, then nothing works. So that is kind of weird. It looks a bit like a broken wire issue, so I might have to test the wire. But also, when I look at this, which is the same as this except for the value, I better should put output value 1 here as well. So let me do that as first. Copy and paste. Then at least that is alright. High and low will be reserved for digital, and then this will have a delay for 2 and 1 second, and that should initially be it. Although another point is to use a different LED actually to light up when this when the switch is being touched or not. I think that is a better solution, but for now let's just see if this works out. So once again, also I'm on the separate network for my own network, so this should work. Compile without a problem. And yes, I have again to, for the first time each time, give my password, but that is no issue. And what I also want to do is make the serial connection work. Then that will enable me to check things on the screen instead of on camera or something. Anyway, it has succeeded, and right now it works. Let me press a switch. I press the switch and actually nothing is happening right now. So this gets other and other. Which brings me to the fact, well, something happens that the red switch, the onboard switch is actually working and the rest isn't. So let's get to work to make another LED with it. So as you could see in the screencast, this is the onboard LED. This is the green LED that should work. And here I have just another LED. And if I can get it back in its socket, thank you. So when I turn the light away, you can see absolutely nothing is happening except for the red LED that stays off for a little bit. So I'm pressing the switch again, but really nothing is happening. So let me, for sake of testing, fill in here 512 and 512, see whatever that happens, whatever that goes. 512 and both on pin 4, which means this LED, and I have to wait for, yes, now it's uploaded. Alright, so that is an improvement. So apparently the value that I intended to use isn't much use. But as you can see, it doesn't matter at all. This one stays on and this one stays off, so let me put, this one is connected to pin 3, let me put 512 here as well. I want everything to work nicely. Although output value 12, no, output value 2 is 0 and output value 1 is not 0, but let me, instead of output value 1, say 512 as well. I will do that off screen right now. So everything uploading again, see what effect that has on this LED. I'm very curious. Alright, let's see what effect it has. None whatsoever. Not pressing the switch now. Except that here another LED is flashing sometimes. So press and there it goes red, the onboard one. I release and I see absolutely nothing happening. So this is a bit weird. And I really should think that I need something, that I do need another LED, which is outside the whole circuit. So let's rethink and redesign. Rethinking. This LED is coming from pin 4, which I use to light up whenever the others are not lighted up. So I should get this one out of the sensor value is 1 idea. And let me see what happens then. Sounds like an idea. So let's think again. I have here the onboard LED, and this is the intended LED that should light up on pin 3, and this is the other LED. Then I should get out this one, so this one lights up whenever the switch is pressed or not. That should be more logical. And using 512 is apparently the only value that is being used, although this should be working depending on the output value and the sensor value, but let's work with this for now. And it's clearly that this works slowly because of the wireless connection, and I'm pressing the switch and LED 4 is lit up, burning, but when I release the switch, both when I release and press the switch, this LED is burning. So then I change it into output value 2. Then it should get off. If you don't do it by itself, then we make it so. Alright, let's see. And even then, it's weird to notice that apparently the value of the switch is not constant. So that means that in the algorithm is something not quite right, because the switch does go off when I press the switch, but it goes on again as well. And then again, it doesn't matter whether I press the switch or not. Now it stays burning when I don't press the switch. And when I press the switch, so when I press the switch, apparently it goes its own way. But then again, output analog output pin 4 is not doing what it should do. So is it my algorithm or is it my wiring? I wonder. Very, very odd. So here it becomes 0, here it becomes 512, so it's absolutely lit. Then I have to check on the value sensed by the switch. That's the only thing I can think of right now. So let's check the switch. This is going to plus. The middle is correctly going to the ground, and this one is correctly going to A0. However, then we need to check the validity, the correctness of the wires. So very faint beep, but this make sure that this wire is correct. Then between the resistor, alright, that doesn't do. So between the wire I hear nothing. That is not good. So between the switch now I hear, so this wire is good as well. Remains this connection, which is between this point and this one. So actually two wires. Let's check the first one coming from the switch. This one and to the switch. No doubt about it, that is correct. Then between A1 and this point. Which is working as well. So if those connections are correct, what is wrong? Where does it go wrong? The point is that in this way everything is connected, not in that way. So when I press the switch again, and you can see, by the way, that this LED is not working. This LED is, and I can show best like this. This is clearly working. Now it's not, by the way. And why isn't it working now? Because I pulled it out. Okay. So this LED is working, this LED isn't. Reset it, and let me check for this LED. Yeah, it's not quite okay. Try again. The long wires make it a bit wibbly, but once again it doesn't do anything. So is that the whole thing? No, because when I press the switch or release it, it seems not to matter. I release it and it burns. Well, alright, then it should burn. I press it, this goes off and on again. So it makes no sense to me. Wiring is alright, then it has to be the code, but the code is okay as far as I know. So I'm riddled. One thing I can do to make absolutely sure that this kind of works is to make sure that the onboard LED is off, and to make sure that the other LED on board, not on board but on the breadboard, is off as well. So this is on and this is off, as you can see. I'm not using output value 1, although I could use it, but this is a value just as this is. So what I can do, by the way, is just for testing purpose make this to 1. So this is off, this is off, and this is on. And also, and I forgot about that one, I realize now, let this last for 3 seconds. If this is, oh boy, that's something that I forgot. Ooh. Yeah, let me test that for once. So that's one thing. I add a delay, so when this sensor is measured to 0, let me make it very clear that this is 5, so that this value will keep for 5 seconds. Let's test this. I'm very curious what happens. That would be a point. Since I delay here for 1 second and here for 2 seconds, it would be best to delay this as well. So let's see if that works. I'm pressing it and nothing happens. I release the switch and what happens? The receive LED is flashing. That's not what I intend to see, what I want to see. Alright, I change this to 512 and then see again. Excuse me. A write error. Why is there a write error anyway? Alright, done. Now let's see. I press the switch. I see the receive error blink again. And it goes again. Alright. Then I remove the comments. So now really digital write is low, this is low, this is high, and it should last for 5 seconds. I'm pressing. They stay low. And they go again. So I think that is the real point. I think that is the real point. The delay. Alright. With any delay I can show you one more time on camera. So this should have been solved, since it was not a wiring but apparently a delay problem. So after this changing the code, I'm not holding the switch. This LED is on. This is LED on 4. LED on 3 and the onboard. Those are all off. This is on as should be. Now I press the switch. And then it should happen that this is off, this one goes on and the other one goes on. But as has happened before, nothing as such is happening. Absolutely nothing is happening. Which is really weird. Pressing the switch should get it happen. And I can't explain this. Everything is measured, everything is working. So, why this is happening? Not a clue. As you see, I keep pressing the switch, but whether I lose it or not, not doing anything at all. I could replace this LED, but I'll let it be. So the code should be alright now. Forcing everything to 0 and only this one to 1, but the rest is oddity. Thank you for watching. If you like this video and my other videos, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. And if you like my blog and videos, then consider to allow advertisements in between the video segments, or visit my website, which is listed under this video, to support in another way via PayPal. And this is certainly to be continued in one way or another.